If you're wondering how to winterize your self-watering containers, stay tuned because we're going to show you each step to take to get it done.
Hey everybody, Sean and Allison here from Spoken Garden, and we're so needing to do this. And we've got to get these containers winterized because we're getting some freezing weather, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't know it today. It's really, really sunny out here. It's like maybe 40, 45 degrees out here. So we've got a couple of self-watering containers from Crescent Garden that we're going to show you how to do this with, and we're just going to walk you through the steps.
All right, you guys, ta-da!
Yep.
Here are the containers. These are two of them at least.
Yep, there's one right behind me here.
This is a gorgeous slat container from Crescent Garden. It's this beautiful container, as you can see. It's so big. We just love it. We set these containers up, I think it was June is when we first planted in these slat containers. Then we changed out for a fall display, and we have all the fall plants in here still, and we'll show you those in just a minute. But we need to winterize these, right?
Yes, and what we mean by winterize these is we need to drain all the water still left in these that we've been filling and keeping filled up over the last, couple months. We need to drain all that water out so we don't get the freeze thaw of the water in these containers and they don't get damaged in any way.
What we love about these containers is that we are able to leave them outdoors over winter, and other than draining the water out, there's really nothing else we need to do.
Yeah,
they're very durable.
These containers are made of a really, really high quality resin plastic, and they're super durable, like Allison said out here, and so they survive our climate just fine. So we're in zone 9A, so if you're in a zone just a few zones lower than us, and definitely even higher than us, these containers will overwinter and do just fine in your garden. We wanted to show you the plants a little bit closer up here and just talk about which plants we have in here to remind you about that, and also which plants are actually going to make it through the winter, and other plants that we're just going to take out. And so over in this planter right here, pretty much everything in here, we're just going to keep in here. These mums right here, they've already gone dormant. They've died back down to the ground. We're just going to leave them in here, see if we can overwinter them with all these other plants around them. We've grown the kale and pansies for many years, and we've overwintered them. Not these specific ones, but they overwinter fine here. We probably will have to take the kale out eventually as it keeps growing and elongating out, but that's not for at least another month or two. Now, you see back here, we've got these azaleas. We planted those in these containers this past fall. These are Perfecto Mundo, the Perfecto Mundo series from Proven Winners, and they should be fine in here too. This is our other Crescent Garden slat container. We've got a couple different plants in this one. Behind here though, we still have the Perfecto Mundo series azaleas, recurring, reblooming azaleas. We've got 3 of them in here. You can also see here we've got these zonal geraniums still in this container. These do really well in our climate up until the first couple hard frosts, and then they will die back down to the ground. They'll be dead. They'll be done for the year. So we're gonna just wait it out and see when that happens with this. Besides that though, we've got these grasses, these ornamental grasses in here, and then we do have some mums kind of interspersed in the front here. They've already gone dormant, and that's pretty much it.
This is our rim TruDrop self-watering container, and we dubbed this our goth planter. I think we planted this, what, a month ago? Yeah. A little over a month ago, so everything's looking really beautiful, and the whole goal was to plant in purples and dark foliage. Got some purple pansies in the front, still blooming, and they've got a little slug damage, but par for the course this time of year. An ornamental kale, we've got a couple heucheras, really beautiful foliage on those. Back here we've got a Miner's Merlot euphorbia. We love that. We have another one out in the garden as well. We also have an Eclipse big leaf hydrangea in here that we love. And then in the back here, beautiful heliotrope. It's going to be new on the market this year, but it's kind of still blooming and growing. It's starting to kind of show the signs of the season with the first couple frosts we've had, but we knew we would eventually have to pull that out. But anyway, we love this container. It's huge, and we look forward to seeing how the plants overwinter in this. But we definitely need to drain the water out. So that's on the schedule for today. And then we also wanted to show you right here, this was our original rim TruDrop planter. This is like a 22-inch diameter container. We've had this one for probably 3 years. I'm gonna see if I can get in the shot here and show you. This container has overwintered in our garden for years. Now what we have in here are 2 Eclipse hydrangeas, and we actually have this awesome kind of mess of petunias that are still growing, you guys.
All right, guys, so let's get to winterizing our containers. On these slat containers, you're gonna wanna look on either end of your container to find where the drain is. And so we've oriented these where the drains are actually right next to each other, so we can easily drain them, fill them, whatever we need to do. So on this container here, this is where the plug would go. We've already had it pulled out. I think we pulled it out when we replanted these in the fall, but this plug would literally go right here and it would look something like that. It'd be a lot further in. But since this has already been out, this is all you need to do to let the water start flowing out. What we need to do though too is to probably tip this up a little bit and see if we can get a little bit more of the water out. If you can't, that's okay, because there's plenty of room in here for that water to freeze and then expand. And so we need that extra space so it doesn't hurt or damage these containers. And that's pretty much why we're draining these containers. So besides the big plug to pull out and to start getting the water out of this container, let it start draining, there's a little red plug underneath. Now these little red plugs are used and put up underneath here and tightened down when you use these containers inside. Now we're using them outside, obviously. We never installed these, but if you want to find this and take this out to let more water out of it, to winterize your containers, you'll need to actually get underneath your container here and see where this location is for this big plug. The little red plug is just underneath. I can't really show you. We can't really show you right now because it's too hard to get underneath here, and we go anymore, we're going to spill all the plants out. But it just go from here, go straight back, and it's right underneath there. And that's where you'll take this and you'll just unscrew this, get it out, and it'll drain and make sure more water gets out of the container. So guys, we don't need to worry about the red plug on this one either. We never installed it. I'm going to pull this plug out. We're going to drain the water out of this one. There we go. So this plug, just make sure to remember to where you place these, where you store these after you pull these out. So we're going to let that drain. Something to think about too is these containers are really great to overwinter your plants in anyway, because not only is it really durable plastic, it's really well built, there's an air pocket in here. There's an air pocket on the sides to let water fill up. So if you think about it, there's actually insulation between the outside air and the inside pocket for this, for the soil in these containers, and that means there's a pocket of insulation for the roots of these plants. Did I say that funny?
Roots.
Roots. The next thing we need to do is we need to remove the water level indicators from each one of these self-watering containers. And here's how you do it. On your self-watering container, find where you actually put in the water, and right next to it should be your water level indicator. It's got this clear covering on it, this cap. All you need to do is just get up underneath it and then just pull it up and then just completely remove it from your container. Take the cap off and then just put it back into the hole, positioning it back in there and making sure it's in there nice and steady.
Okay, on to the Rin planter now, and Sean's gonna look for the plug. I think it's in the back.
You're already located.
Oh yeah, it's right there. We have moved this container a couple times, and let me tell you guys, these are heavy containers with the water and the soil. Looks like we're already draining.
Yep, so because I've tipped this up, we never used the red plug on this container either, but since I tipped this container up, the water shifted inside and it's able to come out that where that red plug goes. Otherwise it wouldn't, so that's why you're seeing what you're seeing.
So next we just need to remove this plug, take it out, leave it out for the winter.
Yeah, do you want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead, you're already there. You're doing such a good job.
Oh, thanks, honey. Whoa,
Oh,
look
hey,
at all that.
we got a squirter.
Wow,
We have a lot of water in there.
got some good flow there.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to leave that plugged up over winter. That would kill all the plants and possibly harm the container.
So something to think about for all these containers we're showing you to do this with. We leave them outside. We leave these plugs in. If there's any water, if there's any rain, it'll just keep accumulating here. Now the other plug down below is supposed to be a little bit of a drain where if it gets too high, it'll let that excess water out. But yeah, Allison's right. We don't want these to stay wet this whole winter or this late fall and into winter, because the plants will rot. They'll just die. They'll be floating. The soil will be too soggy. So this is great. We can just leave this off. Now, if we get any more rain or snow, which we will, all that water will naturally just drain right out.
Yeah, and what I'm actually really excited about is I've been wanting to move these containers around a little bit differently, and they're so heavy with the water. I'm secretly super excited because now we can move the containers. Right?
Yeah.
It's not very excited about
that.
No,
we'll move them. It will be a lot easier to, yeah, it'll be a lot easier to move these around once the water's out, obviously with that less weight to deal with, but they're still going to be awkward just because of the shape of them and the soil heaviness in plants. But yeah, they'll be a lot easier to maneuver, and yeah, we'll have a whole new configuration out here, which will be really cool. So now that we've removed these, we just need to take them inside our garage or somewhere to store them indoors for the rest of the winter so they're not actually exposed to any of the elements. And then we'll place them back in each one of the containers this coming spring.
Show you and show Sean my idea. First idea.
I haven't heard this yet,
well,
so this is going to be interesting.
It's, again, see, these containers are so huge. We haven't been able, we just planted them and they had to stay there, but I've never liked this. This location is very shady under this huge cotoneaster tree. So the idea is to move the planters that way, over there, because there's more sun and we have a better, better plant growing area over there. What do you think?
Yeah, we'll try it out. We got a lot of room over here to work with, some stuff, some brush and different weeds and grasses to clear out. But yeah, we can do that, no problem.
Because we're still borrowing this whole space from my mom and she gave us free reign over this whole area.
So guys, last thing is to make sure to know and keep track of these plugs. We're using a little baggie that these containers came with for all the plugs. We're just putting them all in there, and we'll make sure to put this indoors to keep track of it, and then we'll know where to find it later on this coming spring.
Yeah, we can't lose that over the winter.
No.
We need that.
So yeah, you know what? We hope this was helpful. We hope we gave you a couple of good pointers on how to take care of and winterize your self-watering containers. Hey, if you're interested in either of these two kinds of self-water containers from Crescent Garden, definitely click through on the link down below, or you can go to their YouTube channel and check out all the different ways that they show you how to use these containers and all the different videos they have. So make sure to check those out.
Actually, the last step is we're gonna do a little plant protection. And we have some buckets of just wood chip mulch here. We've already shown you guys a lot of mulching videos. So
we've got a couple that we've done this year and previous years. We'll put a link down below or a card. And the last thing is, if you're not already a subscriber, definitely subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get any updates and any notifications for any new videos.
And with that, we'll see you in the next video. It's time to mulch.
Let's mulch.
Here we go.
See you guys.